Welcome back, everybody, to the CloudZeroSports podcast. I am your host, Steven Sockel, alongside my co-host, Antonio Del Guzzo, a.k.a. Puggy. Now he's making fun of me. Let's go. There it is.
Sir.
Welcome back to episode 17 of the podcast.
Correct.
We are doing the video podcast yet again because it was a success and it went very well. So we thank you for all the support. We really, really appreciate it. Today, we are going to be going over the NFL Week 2 games, the Sunday games that happened, because right now, as we're recording, the unfortunate Detroit Lions are playing the Packers as we speak. I have it on my monitor. I'm going to refrain from looking over because I don't want to lose my eyesight. So,
oh, come on, man. You definitely lost your eyesight in some other games this week.
Well, yeah. My picks are all right. I went 9-6 in my picks so far. We'll say 10-6, so the Packers are probably going to win. Yeah. And then you went 8-8, most likely, assuming the Packers win.
Hey, man, if the Lions win, that guy who bet $25 on that parlay.
Yeah.
All kudos to him.
Yeah, some guy bet $25 on every game this week and has gotten them all right. Now it comes down to the Monday Night Football game. If the Lions win, he will win $725,000. So that is crazy if that hits.
Yeah.
For him, but the poor guy, Jared Goff, can't throw more than 4 yards down the field. But we don't care about them. We're reviewing the games that happened on Sunday. I almost said November. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself. September 19th. So we're going to be reviewing the games from September 19th. And we're going to go through all of them. Some we'll talk about more than others because some I watched like all the way through. And some I watched here and there. And some I only just really saw the highlights. I'll be honest. But yeah, so let's start it off here with the Saints and the Panthers. Wow, the Saints.
James Winston did a 180. What happened?
Yeah, that is one heck of a 180 he did. He went from putting up 5 touchdowns to throwing for 111 yards on 50% completion percentage with 2 picks. Yikes! What do you
and one
make
rushing
of this?
Touchdown? And one
rushing touchdown. That's true. But what do you make of this, Puggy? Not much, right?
I don't know because it's still only week 2, so it's like I can't say if either one was a fluke or not. Because it's either him playing really well the first week was either a fluke or this atrocity of a game is a fluke. So it's like it's too early to say at the moment. But oh Jesus, that's just awful.
If you take the games that Jameis Winston had, and you said, okay, Jameis Winston had this stat line, with the 5 touchdowns, and he had this stat line with 111 yards and 2 picks. And you said, okay, he played the Packers and the Panthers. Which stat line do you think he had for which game? Like 9 out of 10 people will be like, oh, yeah, well, he put up 5 touchdowns against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Through 2 picks against the Packers, and that didn't – it's the other way around. So, no one else is a crazy stat. He led the team in rushing yards.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara had a really bad game for some reason.
And he led the team in rushing. It's not like Lamar Jackson where he had like 106. Well, we'll get to that game later. But Jameis Winston had 19 yards.
Alvin Kamara didn't even crack the top 10 for the team that week for that game. Taysom Hill got second. That's that's crazy to think about. Like, how are 2 quarterbacks getting ahead of you?
He didn't even get third. Tony Jones Jr. got third. Oh my goodness! Wow, Quintez Cephas just got like a 70-yard catch. It's crazy.
Hey.
I know. I was looking over at Tony Jones Jr. had 7 yards on 3 carries, and all of a sudden the Lions got a catch. But anyways, forget them. They're terrible. They'll probably turn it over. But I don't know. Are the Panthers legit? Do you think this is?
Honestly, I think Sam Darnold might be potentially finding out what he's doing. Honestly, he didn't still play the greatest either, but probably one of his better games he had.
He looked better than he did against New York. That's for sure.
26 for 38, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That's probably one of his best games he's ever had in his whole career. I'm not going to lie.
Honestly, it probably is. But, there's not many good games to pick from. I remember they beat the Cowboys, I think, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good win. But that's like the only one that comes to my mind in terms of games that he did well in. So what do I take from this? The Panthers might be sneaky because their schedule is
I like
favorable.
Their defense.
Their defense is definitely better than I thought. Matt Rule's got a little something going on over there. Joe Brady, like Dante said, LSU, former LSU coordinator. He's he's figuring it out. He's playing for a head coaching job. So kudos to the Panthers. But let's go to the next game, the Bengals and Bears. You picked the Bengals as a lock. Why?
Hey, they only lost by 3, okay?
I know, but
I chose that because, all right, when I compared the defense of the Bears and the Vikings, I think the Vikings have a better defense overall than the Bears. I mean, the Bears have a nice front 7, but that secondary is something, all right? I mean, Matt Stafford lit them up.
He did. No, he did. Yeah, but this isn't Matt Stafford. This is Joe Burrow who.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow doesn't throw 3 interceptions. I still think the Bengals would win this game.
Yeah, well, he did. But
and Joe Mixon didn't have a good outing either. I mean, 20 carries for 69 yards.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, neither did the Bears run game either. It was a even game of teams that aren't good.
Yeah, I mean,
is that
the one nice thing I could say about that game was Justin Fields got to play.
Yes, that's
a shame he threw an interception, but he did get to play.
There's something I like about him. We'll touch on Zach Wilson later. Good Lord.
We'll touch base on this once we get to that Jets game.
But the point I was going to say is that Justin Fields, I think, has a lot of talent, and how teams passed on him is beyond me. That needed a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, Justin Fields should be starting from here on out. It's a shame Andy Dalton got hurt, but I hope he has a nice recovery. But Justin Fields needs to be the starter for the rest of the season because this team isn't going anywhere with Andy Dalton. Even if they did, that's not their future at all. Exactly. It's not like Justin Fields is Zach Wilson caliber of bum. He has his act together. He tore apart Clemson in was it Clemson? I think it was Clemson, right? Yeah, it was Clemson in the
yes.
Yeah. So
the
dude's a winner.
Dude knows how to win. He really does.
Dude's a winner. And I think they have good weapons. Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson, Cole Kmet's sneaky tight end.
Yes.
So their O-line is but
can use some work, but so does a lot of teams in the whole NFL that could use work on the O-line. So honestly, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, so I don't know, not too many takeaways from that game for me, really, besides Justin Fields needs to keep starting. Texans Browns. Thank goodness the Browns won this game. At first, I was a little concerned when they were losing.
Yeah,
but then Baker got hurt, and so did Tyrod Taylor too. But then Baker
shame for Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, he can't catch a break.
He can't catch a break. I mean, Houston's literally could take anyone a quarterback right now. So it's his job to lose, and he pulls a hammy, and those linger. So it's like,
and he was playing really well. 10 for 11, 125, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, no, he had his his act together.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks with a nice breakout game, kind of in a way.
Yeah, I don't know if he did well. I mean, Brandon Cooks isn't a ball. I mean, he's just probably the best player on that team, to be honest.
No, he definitely is.
So, that's not saying a lot though for the team. But Baker Mayfield did pretty good for himself. 19 for 21, he had a touchdown and a pick, 213. I mean, he only had 1 incompletion that wasn't an interception. So I mean, that's a solid game, but you're not going to get away with that.
Come playoff time, he needs to clean that up.
Exactly. Houston isn't. That's just a.
I don't think you should be giving up interceptions to Houston. But
I don't even know what to. Well, I honestly don't even remember what the pick was, but my point is that the Texans are I think they are a pushover. Really, I don't think the Jags are much better. But the Jags won their first game last year and lost the rest of them.
Yeah,
that's how they got the first pick. So I could easily see the Texans doing that too. Mm-hmm. They are not a good team by any means.
Slightest.
So no. Next game, Rams versus Colts.
I was afraid for the majority of that game. I was really on the edge of my seat. I really thought it was going to be an easy win for the Rams, but turned out the Colts knew how to give them a fight for the majority of it.
The Colts, I was high on the Colts going into that. I predicted them to win the division. I still think they can. I think the AFC South is weak.
It is.
But that being said, Carson Wentz already has 2 sprained ankles. I mean, that'll happen to you when Aaron Donald runs over you.
Yeah. That
being said, Carson Wentz had an awful interception where he just shoveled past it to the linebacker. Yeah. Or was it Jalen Ramsey?
He had
no. It was bad. I forget who it was to, but it was bad. And I was listening to Colin Cowherd today, and he made a good point, and it's true. Carson Wentz tries to win the game every single play. Like, he won't do anything. He won't do the simple check down or anything. He tries to win the game. He tries to do too much. Yeah. And I try to defend him when Philly got rid of him. I was like, I think it just wasn't for him. He wants to get back with Frank Reich. He's in his area, better O-line, good weapons. But I'll tell you what, more performances like that out of Carson Wentz, I don't know if I can defend him anymore. This is
that was an atrocious.
It was a winnable game for Indianapolis, and they blew it.
I mean, Matt Stafford, he played well, but he also wasn't showing too many good bright spots. So like you said, the Colts had that. Like they had their opportunity, they just wasted it.
It was one of those Stafford okay games where but the thing is, if that was the Lions, they'd probably lose that game. Mm-hmm. Because when Stafford had one of his okay games where he doesn't have to put the team on his back for all 60 minutes, and they end up losing 9 times out of 10. But with the Rams, they might end up winning them 9 times out of 10. So Cooper Kupp, though,
he's showing that he could be a wide receiver one. He really is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 9 receptions, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's becoming one of Stafford's favorite targets.
Rightfully so. I mean, he's honestly, he's really good. I thought going into the season it was going to be Robert Woods as the number 1, but I stand corrected completely.
Yeah, so Rams look good overall. I mean, good enough. And the Colts.
One bad thing about the Colts, Jonathan Taylor is not living up to what everyone's expecting right now.
No, and I'm not surprised because pretty much that entire backfield was his last year. Now Naheem Hines is here.
Yeah.
And he's the third down guy, and I think he's getting a lot of catches or a lot of snaps because he can catch the ball out of the backfield more effectively than Jonathan Taylor can.
Yeah.
So if I was the Colts, I wouldn't worry because I think this division is very weak, but
definitely need to be alert a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Next up, we got the Broncos and Jaguars. And
Broncos bandwagon still open, man, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's still open, man. I'm telling you. Even though, this sucks for the Broncos. Bradley Chubb's got a lingering ankle injury. They've lost their best tackling middle linebacker, Josie Jewell, for the year.
Yeah.
Ronald Darby's out for 6 weeks. So is Jerry Jeudy. The team is getting hit with the injury bugs. And that being said, they're still good. They still have Shelby Harris, Von Miller. Patrick Surtain stepped up in a big way. They still have
Bryce Callahan,
Kyle Fuller, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons. This is still a great team. And as I've been saying, they have easy schedule. They have an easy schedule that's favorable to them, and they don't have many hard opponents. They get Baltimore. Obviously, they get the teams of their division who are no pushover, but division games, like I can just see them.
Division games are always a toss-up because you play them so much that you know how they are.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think they're split. I think they could split, but then they get the Jets this coming week. They just played the Jags. They got the Giants week 1. They get the Eagles. They get the Lions. I think these are they get the Lions, man. They get the Lions.
Easiest win of the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is the lock of whatever week, like week 14. But my point is, Teddy Bridgewater put up 328, 2 touchdowns. And it's it's against Jacksonville. But all Denver needs is just solid QB play with the team they have around them, because this team is so deep and just so well coached that's all it takes. They don't need Teddy Bridgewater to be spectacular. And so far, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I hope for the Broncos' sake he doesn't get hurt get hit by the injury bug. Because honestly, if he does, I do not trust Drew Lock in this.
No,
team.
I don't either. I'm Drew Lock's number 1 hater. I'm not big on Drew Lock. But that being said, this team is deep, but they've already accumulated some injuries already. If they keep piling up, that's where it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt.
It's true, but honestly, like you said, it's deep, and Jerry Jeudy obviously got hurt. Tim Patrick stepped up, got a touchdown.
Yeah,
so
Tim Patrick.
Cortland's son realized he had to get the wide receiver 1 role this week. 9 receptions for 150 plus yards.
159 yards. He had 12 targets too. Complete 180 from last week's performance from him.
So Sutton, everyone forgets he has the capabilities to be wide receiver one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and they still have Noah Fant. They have Albert. We call him Ooga Booga. It's like Awuga Banuma, but we just call him Ooga Booga. I don't know. Is that
KJ Hamler? I don't know how you say it.
KJ, yeah, I don't know how you say it. I might have accidentally been like insulting him, so I'm sorry. I apologize for that. It's all love. But my point is, they have weapons.
Yeah.
But if they start getting, they keep going down, it's gonna get interesting. But
yeah, it will add up over time.
That's the thing. If it starts to add up over time, I'm not crazy about them. Next up, the Bills. Yikes.
Not even the Bills. I feel bad.
Well, the Bills game. The Bills game. Sorry, Bills game. Yeah. Yikes for the Dolphins. What do you
think? Tua, man, he can't catch a break, dude.
He can't. He really can't. I'm not a Tua fan, but the guy can't catch a break.
I love Tua, and it's like I want to see him prosper in the NFL, but his body won't let him. It really won't.
And then
there's nothing to even compliment about that whole Dolphins performance. They did nothing. Nothing good.
0 points. They couldn't stop him.
And then the Bills, I mean, I want to give credit to Josh Allen, but he didn't play that great in my opinion, honestly.
He was all right,
Yeah, but he wasn't the Josh Allen we all expected so far.
I mean, I still was 17 for 33.
But
yeah. I didn't realize he was 17 for 33. That's not great. But that being said, he didn't really have to be great to win this game.
The defense, like we talked about a long time ago, has the potential to be a great defense, and they're showing it. They are really showing it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That is the performance that I would expect from them most weeks. So will that continue? We'll just have to see. Yeah. But the Bills are my Super Bowl pick, so I do expect some performances out of them. And to see them beat up on Miami like that, even with Miami's good defense, it's
something
pretty convincing. It's good to see them bounce back after that. What would it be, like the dump they took in Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
that was bad.
Speaking about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, speaking of Pittsburgh.
Poor Pittsburgh. All right, before we rag on them, I feel bad for them. As much as I don't like them, they got hit by the injury bug really bad this week.
They're experiencing the Denver injury bug as well. Joe Hayden and Devin Bush were out. That hurts. That's a big blow. I mean, that's the Broncos lost Darby and now Josie Jewell. But then in the middle of the game, TJ Watt went down with a groin injury.
And then they also lost Tyson Alualu.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean,
they lost some big key players.
TJ Watt is a top 5 player that isn't a quarterback. Like if you just took every player in the league besides quarterbacks and ranked them top 5, he's in there.
Oh, yeah.
And when you lose him, I mean, it really changed the game. It really changed the course of the game. And groin injuries linger. Groin injuries are no joke. So he could come back next week, or he could be out for 2 months. Like,
who knows? Who really knows?
We got to wait to see what the further diagnosis is. But even with that being said, yes, they got hit by the injury bug.
Their offense was awful.
Their offense only put up 17 points. So it's not like it was a shootout and the defense couldn't stop them because of injuries. No, their offense couldn't get it going.
Najee Harris can't get anything going right now.
No, he did score. He had like 2 good plays. He had that stiff arm where he threw Jonathan Abram to the ground. That was nasty. And then he had the reception from Big Ben, which he took into the end zone like 15 yards. But besides that, and then one deep pass to Chase Claypool, that offense was flat. I mean, there's really no other way around it. It was flat. And I know that now, to the Raiders' credit, they look 20 times better than I thought they would.
Yeah.
But it's
they're proving a lot of people wrong right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Steelers' offense was this flat last week. Now they play the Bengals this week, and they better convincingly win, or else I don't know. Do you think the Bengals could keep up with them?
If these injuries on the defense stay the way as is, yes.
Yeah, I guess if the same 4 guys are out, it'll catch up to them. But
because what kills a lot of teams is the Steelers' front 7. You lost probably one of your most key players in your front 7 in TJ Watt.
And then you lost your D tackle.
Gone.
Devin Bush. I don't know if he'll be back. We'll have to find out when we get closer.
Joe Hayden. I mean, the Bengals have receivers who can burn.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. It could get ugly, and if the Steelers do lose that game, oh yikes! They might have beaten the Bills, but yeah, they start. If they're 1-2 after this, losing to the Raiders, who I think are better or way better than we thought, and then the Bengals.
Yikes, and they have the Packers right after that, so they do not have an easy right now.
And then they get the Broncos then too, but their injury bug's catching up to them too, so that should be an interesting. But that's far in the future. But as of right now, yes, the injury bug hit the Steelers, but that offense has got to figure it out.
Yeah, they need to figure out something. Big Ben, everyone wants to defend Big Ben. All the Steelers fans want to defend him, but his age is catching up. His age, it's catching up. The only people defending Big Ben are Steelers fans. Pretty much everyone's over him. Like they need to move on. His age, it's catching up. His arm,
it is.
Like
he threw
for 40. He threw 40 times and only got 27 completions.
When you watch him throw, like his deep shots, it looks like he's putting every single ounce of his effort into that throw.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is week 2, and he's like putting every ounce. What's his arm going to look like in week 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to turn to Drew Brees soon, where he can't throw down the field at all.
Yeah.
And I know the Steelers fans are going to be like, oh, you're being too harsh. I mean, the bottom line is, it's true. I mean, pretty much everyone else in the country, all the other 31 fan bases are looking at Big Ben and thinking he's declining.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. I mean, that's all it is. And the O-line is holding up pretty well, but it's not great. I mean, the run game I was told was supposed to improve, and so far through 2 weeks, I see no improvement at all. It's just, I don't know. If I was the Steelers, I wouldn't, they were high. They were all high and mighty last week. Reality hit them in the face pretty quick. And the injury bug does play into it, but what are you going to do? It's not like...
You got to expect it. I mean, it's the game of football. Injuries happen left and right.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out next week. They better beat the Bengals next week, though, or else then I think they're really going to be in trouble. Speaking of someone in trouble, Zach Wilson and the Jets. My God. I mean, I thought I picked the Patriots as my lock, and I was right. I didn't think it would be that devastating, though.
There's a point in the game where Zach Wilson had more interceptions than he had completions.
I was just going to say that.
That is awful.
That's bad.
That is not second pick overall worthy. That's the moment when I was like, how did Justin Fields drop? Justin Fields, I've said this since day one. I'm like, well, since the draft, I'm like, Justin Fields' draft stock dropped for no good reason.
Yeah. And Zach Wilson had played no competition, but sitting behind a great offensive line. Now he's trying to play hero ball. And it's even Robert Saleh, he said, oh, it's okay to play a boring game of football. I mean, Zach Wilson was trying to do everything, and it was just not going well at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it was embarrassing.
He's making Darnold look like he was really good at the Jets right now. I'm just saying it. Darnold saw ghost.
Yeah.
If Darnold saw ghost, what did Zach Wilson see?
Yeah, Zach Wilson's seeing a funny farm. It's like someone asked him that in the post game. He's like, no, I wasn't seeing ghosts. Zach, my goodness. I mean, what else are you going to say? But what a liar. You saw something out there. Where I don't know if it's Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I don't know what you saw. You saw me. Yeah, I knew you're hurtful. But 210 yards, which is like, you look at that and you're like, 210 yards, 4 picks.
19 for 33, dude. 19. I mean, yikes.
The Jets are bad. That's it. Their defense is no good. Their offensive.
I mean, it doesn't help that they lost Carl Lawson. To be fair,
yeah, but it's like
they are also missing a lot of pieces on that team. So. I'm just saying, man. Gotta call up Kenny Yeboah. Just saying.
I agree. Kenny Yeboah would be the best player on the Jets if they called him up, and unfortunately, the Jets.
They suck.
They suck. They're not good. They're not good. No,
they're just garbage.
They're going to be picking like number 2 again, and
they can make a case for being number 1.
I know they probably could. This is bad. Unfortunately, the Jets are way worse than I thought. And honestly, I know it's week 2, and I know it's probably overreaction, but I don't see this team getting better unless Zach Wilson like shifts his play style completely. You know,
I mean, luckily they will have the Falcons soon, so that's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Falcons now?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Did we get all the 1:00 games?
The 49ers and the Eagles.
Eagles. We do that one first.
Yeah, let's do that really quick.
Let's do that.
I'll say this. All right. You and I both bought on the Eagles hype train. Okay.
Yes.
But honestly, I was impressed. I was watching the game. Jalen Hurts looks like he's the real deal.
He looked good.
I'm not gonna lie. He had a lot of great pocket awareness. Like if the left side was closing down, he knew how to maneuver to the right and either find the open guy, throw it away, check it down, or just start scrambling. So honestly, if I was an Eagles fan, I wouldn't worry.
I wouldn't be too worried either, honestly.
And honestly, they would have had that one touchdown, but who was it? Jalen Reagor
stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And another thing that hurts, right? And you know what else hurts? They had a 1st and goal and didn't get a point. Did you see the 4th and goal? They ran the Philly
they
special.
went on it on 4th.
And they ran the Philly special.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Like come on. Like that's
it didn't work. But
it didn't work. Like they beat themselves, really. And if I'm the 49ers, you know, I'm looking at them. They're 2-0, right? But they barely got by the Lions and the Eagles. The Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks, even though the Seahawks lost, they still look legit. I would be worried, or I'd be looking for Trey Lance soon.
I think Trey Lance should have gotten some playtime in that game, honestly. Jimmy G.
It's only a matter of time.
All right, Jimmy G had decent stats, 22 for 30, 189, 1 touchdown.
But, started out cold.
Yeah. And like on top of that, I'm not a big fan of Kyle Shanahan with running backs. He can never make a good choice with the running back.
Well, also to defend him, 3 of them got hurt yesterday.
Yeah, but then Trey Sermon, Trey Sermon doesn't see the light of the field ever, I feel like. And he drafted
when he did, he got hurt.
Yeah. And then Brandon Ayuk, when it comes to receivers, how do you not start him just because you're going to say he doesn't practice or try enough? Like, what?
That's not good. That's not a good sign. The 49ers might be worse than we thought, but that might be a week 2 overreaction.
It could be, but at the same time, it's like, I don't even know. It's like they have to figure their act. They're like the Steelers right now, in my opinion. They need to get their act together right now.
They do. Even though they're 2-0, they need to be a little more convincing, I would say. Yeah. Because Jordan Mailata, the left tackle, only started playing professional football 3 years ago, and he held Nick Bosa to no sacks.
Yeah.
And so did Penei Sewell. Or no, I think Penei Sewell gave up 1. But still, those 2 guys held their own against Nick Bosa. I would just be worried if I was a 49ers fan.
I would too.
So anyways, on to the Falcons-Buccaneers game. This was one of my locks.
Falcons are awful. They're garbage. Arthur Smith is looking like a fraud right now, man. I can't even say if he's a fraud. It's just awful.
Matt Ryan, I thought he was going to do well. Bottom line is he's in the Big Ben category. He is just declining like crazy right now.
I dropped him in fantasy for a reason because this man,
I told you he'd be good too, and I apologize. I really thought they'd be decent offensively, and they are not, and it's bad. It's bad.
I think they're finishing a top 5 pick this year.
I think at this rate they will. The Panthers are clearly better than them, and the Falcons are.
This makes you question: did taking Kyle Pitts was that a smart choice?
They could have had Justin Fields. Now they're going to be looking. Now they have to look for a quarterback because Matt Ryan's done. I mean, if he ever figures it out, they're not going to have the team in place by that time anyway. So
could have also taken Penei Sewell if they really wanted to.
That old line's terrible. That old line's terrible.
It's making the Giants old line looking pretty decent.
It does. It really does. You're right. It does.
This week's gonna be really interesting. I won't lie.
Yes, there's gonna be the crap bowl.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know. I said
no. The crap bowl is the Jets Falcons. All right.
Yeah, that'll be. It's just there's a lot of ugly matchups in the next, like Panthers Texans. I think the Panthers better win that game.
I don't know how they have a Thursday night game, but whatever.
I don't either, man. I don't either. But yeah, but what do you think about Tampa Bay? What are your thoughts on Tampa Bay?
Tom Brady is still beating Father Time. Father Time can't catch up to him. There's something Big Ben and Matt Ryan need to call Tom Brady and ask him what he does during the summer, because he's doing something right that's getting him 5 touchdowns, 276 yards.
He's committed. Winning games. He's extra committed. That's what it is. He's
and honestly, committed. I see this team. I can see him make it to the Super Bowl again. I mean, literally, all right. AB took a step back this week, but Mike Evans had his week this week. Chris Godwin, back-to-back good, consistent weeks. Gronkowski still doing his role as a red zone target for Tom Brady.
O-line's great.
It's like the only thing that's going to stop this team right now, in my opinion, is the injury bug.
Yep. They're so
last
good,
year,
man.
Yeah, they had that shaky start, but that's also Tom Brady in a brand new setting and everything, new players, new coach, everything. But they gelled their chemistry now.
Yeah,
they got better. Everyone's forgetting the fact that they kept their Super Bowl team. They, if anything, added on because of the draft.
Yeah. All 22 starters are back. There's really no reason to not like them.
Yeah,
there really isn't, and they're proving it so far. Mm-hmm. So, kudos to them. Yeah. Next up, the Cardinals and the Vikings. And the Vikings showed some life that I thought they would. And then they blew it. Well, their kicker blew it. And now I think I might be out on the Vikings being a good team because, on paper they should be good, but they're not performing like it so far. I mean, they put up numbers, 33 points. And the Cardinals, though, besides the 2 picks that Kyler Murray threw, oh my goodness, he looked insane.
He's great. How about all right? But here's the real topic conversation.
Yeah, what's up?
Rondale Moore, baby.
Rondale Moore, that's right. That's our boy.
Let's go. Finally got his first touchdown, bro. Yes. I was so happy to see that.
He had 7 receptions for 114 yards. He had more receptions than DeAndre Hopkins did.
He's legit. All right, he's short, good. But he's pacey. He has so much speed. Like he's the burner that everyone said that Kyler Murray would like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this Cardinals team, I think it's better than
we thought. Yeah,
a lot better than I thought. Vikings are worse than I thought, and the Cardinals are better than I thought. And
the only thing the Cardinals need to work on is their defense. Their defense.
Yeah, they have Budda Baker, J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones. Outside of that, it's a little, but they're putting it together right now, and it's good to see them. It's good to see them functioning the way they are. It's fun. It's fun to watch. Mm-hmm. So, anything else you want to add about those teams?
Kyler Murray's still making an argument to be an MVP. So
yes, he is. He absolutely is. So is Tom Brady at 44. Crazy. Now let's talk about the Seahawks and the Titans. So we both got this wrong. We picked the Seahawks and we thought it would be easy. And all of a sudden the Titans came surging back and shocked us. And they looked like the team they looked like last year in the second half.
Doesn't impress me.
He honestly, even though the Titans won this game, I'm still not high on them.
Ryan Tannehill doesn't impress me. Derek Henry still impresses me to this day.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you 100%. I think the Seahawks beat themselves here, and the Titans were just good enough to be there to take advantage of the opportunity.
And it sucks that DK couldn't get himself involved throughout the game, honestly. I mean,
yeah, I know you were mad about that the whole time. You want to see DK Metcalf get involved, and he just couldn't do it. It was just a rough game for the Seahawks.
It was,
honestly. Really. We sound like such Titan haters.
But there's nothing to like about them. Derrick Henry's their only light. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry was amazing, but I just can't see him doing that every week.
We can't say this. Julio Jones showed that he's still a wide receiver 1.
Yes. Well, where was AJ Brown?
Blame Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, big Ryan Tannehill hater, and
I can't stand Ryan Tannehill. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I think the systems he's in made him a good quarterback. He's a system quarterback. He's a system quarterback, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's too much hype behind him.
Yeah, people are saying he's a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, thank goodness that narrative's died. I hope so, at least. I haven't seen many people mention it, but I'm just not big on the Titans, and I know you aren't either. But anything else you want to say about this game? It's slandered Ryan Tannehill a little more.
No. See, I think even though the Seahawks lost, I think they'll bounce back next week. They're the Vikings. I still think the Seahawks are always going to be a real deal. Russell Wilson's always going to make a claim to be either an MVP for the year or just get the Seahawks to a wild card spot. So I wouldn't be worried if I was a Seahawks fan.
Yeah. So all good on that front for the Seahawks, I think. Now, you told me the Chargers would win. You told me the Chargers would win, and they didn't. So tell me, man, what are your thoughts?
I wasn't impressed by Dak.
I thought he was all right. I mean,
all right, but
I don't know, man. I think the Cowboys are a good team. You went 23 for 27.
Never going to admit it. Nope, not going to admit that. Not going to admit the Cowboys again. Nope.
Listen, man, I don't like the Cowboys as much as the next person, but the bottom line is that they're front runners to win this division, and that Tony Pollard is amazing.
Hey, gives you credit. You got a touchdown. That's my fantasy running back. That's my fantasy running back.
Well, you might want to get Tony Pollard because Zeke isn't that guy. I don't think he's that guy anywhere. Now, Justin Herbert, man, he's
having that sophomore year. Everyone's figuring him out.
I warned you. I said it could happen.
It could, but you know what? I thought with him having an O-line finally, the defense getting better, supposed to be getting better.
I will say this: Rashawn Slater is unreal.
He is. No, he's good.
He is unreal. But I don't think this is the year for the Chargers to make a huge amount of noise.
I thought this was going to be the year. I
don't think it. I think they'll be fine. I think they're going to make the playoffs.
They could potentially, I think, argue for wild cards, but I don't think they're going to win their division.
Yeah, no, the division I think is out of reach for them. Honestly, I know this is early week 2 overreactions, but if the Raiders look this good, the Broncos can stay healthy, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Where do they fall? So I am not too high.
I will say this though: it's nice to see Derwin James back in action. Fully honest.
Yes, it is. I love me some Derwin James. That dude,
Derwin.
He is something else.
I will give him the man that they drafted, Asante Samuel Jr. He's playing well.
Yes, he is. That is true too. They, like I said, I think they're okay, but I think they were overhyped.
Yeah,
is that fair?
I'll agree to that. As much as I hate to say it, yeah, but who knows? It's like we said, it's the second game. Justin Herbert can figure it out tomorrow.
So I got that one out of you. Are the Cowboys a good team?
Nope.
See, it's 1 for 2. 1 for 2.
It's
Cowboys.
Don't worry.
Cowboys, even with DeMarcus Lawrence being out, they had Micah Parsons rushing, and he did pretty well.
Just seeing Michael Parsons doing so well makes me upset.
It hurts. No, because as Penn State fans, it hurts.
Because even to think about it, the Giants had him right there. They traded away for a guy who they don't even play,
dude. We have more receiving yards than Kadarius Toney.
Combined. I haven't even played an actual NFL snap, and like you said, I have more receiving yards than him.
I know. It's crazy. The only bright side with that trade back is now you have an extra first-round pick next year. So
so if Danny Jones turns into either Danny Dimes or Danny fumbles, we have a backup plan. I really hope he pans out.
I mean, like we said on the
he's looking like he's panning out somewhat.
Like we said on the last podcast, he played well.
When the offensive line gives him time to at least 5 seconds, he can do well.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played his best game I've ever seen him play that night. So if I was you, I would worry about everything else around the team.
I'm worried more about the coaches over him.
Yes, well, that too. Yeah, I think Joe Judge is looking very Matt Patricia-like.
That's a topic for another day. Let's talk about the Chiefs and Ravens game.
The last game of the day, Chiefs and Ravens. We both picked the Chiefs, and we were wrong. Lamar Jackson, even though he threw 2 picks, on the ground, he was electric. I mean, 107 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, went forward on 4th down, put the game all in his hands, 4th and 1 to win the game, and boom, got it done. I mean, it was a gritty win for the Ravens. A big bounce back from last week. Big bounce back. Last week they choked it away. This week
they came back.
They came back. What are your thoughts on the whole game?
Lamar Jackson, as much as people want to say he's not a quarterback, so on and so forth, he's a real deal, man. He knows how to put the team on his back in crucial moments. He knows they don't have good running backs, and we all call him the running back. I mean, he's a better
running back and quarterback than most teams he'd be the best quarterback and running back on most teams. So
yeah,
I don't know what kind of insult that is.
I mean, like everyone wants to say he can't throw. I mean, who cares if you can't throw when you can run for 107 yards and get 2 touchdowns and put the team on the back and win the game for you? So.
And you still could throw. I mean, yeah, you had 2 bad picks. I won't lie. But besides that,
239.
Like 239, 18 for 26. That's fine.
It's fine.
I'd like to see more, but I mean, it'd be clear he got the job done, so I can't ask more out of him. I mean, to me, the Ravens may be back in the hunt because that was a big win. That's a win I did not expect them to get.
Yeah.
So
it's the first time Patrick Mahomes has lost to the Ravens. So
he also threw his first career interception in the month of September, which is crazy.
That is crazy,
now,
I think.
Let me ask, are you sick of hearing about the Chiefs? Because I am.
At times, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Patrick Mahomes stats constantly.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about the Chiefs. I'm just over.
If I'm real with you, I don't think they make the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they are either. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, people are saying if he retired today, he'd be like a top 5 quarterback of all time. Like, it's like,
don't get me wrong, he's done stuff that's phenomenal that not a lot of people can do. But you also look at the players he has around him. He has Tyreek Hill, who's one of the fastest receivers of all time, arguably. He has a solid running back that doesn't get used, which don't even get me started.
Yeah, tell me about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. How do you feel about him, man?
Oh my Lord, dude! That's not even his fault, dude. They don't even know how to scheme him right. So that doesn't help. He has Travis Kelce, who's one of the best tight ends.
The best, probably.
So, I'm not discrediting Patrick Mahomes because he still does fantastic plays. Like in the Super Bowl, he literally scrambled a ridiculous amount, and somewhat kept it in the game. But I agree with you. I am tired of hearing the Chiefs.
Yeah. So
on the plus news, it was one nice thing I saw last night. Patrick Queen. I love Patrick Queen, man.
Patrick Queen's beast.
He's so good.
Yeah, they're good. The Ravens defense is just good. It's a shame they lost Marcus Peters. Yeah. But I mean, they're a good team. I mean,
Patrick Queen, Marlon Humphrey, Jason or Odafe, whatever you want to call him, Owe,
yeah. So I mean, I kind of wrote them off after last week, but after seeing this win, might be back on the bandwagon. So
legit, they're showing some some hindsights right now. So
yeah. So and that's all the games we cover. Is there any other points you want to bring up? Anything at all you think we forgot to mention?
Just repeat something. I'm never going to admit the Cowboys are good. I hope you know that they can win the Super Bowl, and I won't admit they're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't like the Cowboys either, but bottom line is that they're putting in work right now. So
just shame that 2 teams in the my division literally have Penn State players that I like. Miles Sanders, Eagles, Michael Parsons, Cowboys.
Yep. Tough world for you right now, man. It's not favorable, but hey, for the Lions, they're 7-7. Would you believe it? After one quarter, it's 7-7. I thought it would have been 400-0 by now.
Aaron Rodgers, come on, let's pick it up.
Yeah, how have they scored? Let me check here. This just should be interesting. So Jared Goff's 8 for 9 with a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers is 4 for 5 with a touchdown. And who's the touchdowns to? The first touchdown was to Quintez Cephas on the Lions. And the other touchdown was to points. Aaron Jones.
I just need about 16 points out of Aaron Rodgers for fantasy. That's all I need.
So we are going to be signing off and watching this game, but we want to thank you all for listening to the second ever video podcast of the
Make sure to read the article for tomorrow, though.
Yes. Well, I guess technically it would be for today when people see it. I'm going to review the game. So I missed the first quarter, so I'll recap it. And I'm going to watch the rest of it now. And we'll quick recap since we didn't get to talk about it here. But we'd like to thank our sponsors, 33 Ranger Music, providing these awesome beats. Thank you so much. And also Edwin the Barber _ Edwin the Barber _ on Instagram. If you're looking for a fresh cut, hit him up. Just take a look at Puggy, man. Looking great, man.
Man, get some of the best haircuts in the valley.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited to go to him when my hair grows out a lot longer, because it's taking a while to grow. So I'll call myself out. But yeah, so thank you all for listening, and hope you all have a great day.